God bless everybody. Pastor David here, August 30th, 2011. As promised, I'm back, and we're going to talk about slavery being alive and well in 2011 in the United States of America. Uh, the silencing of the gospel of Jesus Christ, the enslavement, slavery of the church. That's right, we're going to talk about the 501c3 status. Tax-free exemption. But to get that, you got to you got to file an article of incorporation, and your gathering. For we're the church, but your gathering hall is now a corporation. So now you're worshiping idols. You're laying down with idols. I don't know what our Heavenly Father thinks, and I don't know what you are thinking. What's wrong with you, pastors, clergy? What is wrong with you? You were all along. You were already tax exempt. Do you not know or read the Constitution, the First Amendment to the Constitution? Well, let me refresh your memory real quick. The amendment prohibits the making of any law respecting an establishment of religion, impeding the free exercise of religion, abridging the freedom of speech, infringing on the freedom of the press, interfering with the right to peaceably assemble. You were already tax exempt. But prior to 1954, the church was very outspoken against such topics as pornography, gay marriage, abortion, homosexuality, and our lovely government that we all love so much here, that protects us, had to find a way to hush you all up, shut your mouth, and they did. Now I take you to former president, now deceased, God rest his soul, Lyndon Baines Johnson. He's going to offer you something special. He's going to offer all you ministers and pastors something special, so you can be special. He's going to offer you 501c3 tax exempt status, but you got to file an article of incorporation. So you get all excited. I can be tax exempt now, and you knew all along you already were. So now you file an article of incorporation, and that's where they have you. Now steps in the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS, and the Federal Reserve. Where's all the money get printed from? The Federal Reserve. They had to find a way to, the church was getting too outspoken, to silence you on certain topics. So they censor you. In order to file an article of incorporation, there are guidelines and rules you have to follow. And do you ever notice today the church is outspoken on gay marriage? We have outspoken and in a positive way on homosexuality, abortion. You see what happened? A big reversal took place. Now, there's good and evil in the world, and I believe Satan and evil that just taken over the governments of the world. And now you are worshiping idols. You're laying down with idols. You become a slave to the powers that be. Now let's talk about the Federal Reserve and the Internal Revenue Service. The Federal Reserve, there is nothing, listen to me, nothing federal about it. It is not a part of the federal government. It has nothing to do with the federal government. There's nothing federal about the Federal Reserve. It is a separate entity, a separate corporation. I think it has a CEO. Behind this big door is, I think the guy's name is AC. We're going to talk about AC in a moment. Now here steps in the IRS, Internal Revenue Service. And they're going to grant you this tax exempt status, 501c3. But you got to read the fine print, because it tells you already. But do you read? Do you read the small print? You can accept this voluntarily. You are already tax exempt. But we can still offer this if you want to accept it. But you don't have to. You're already tax exempt. But you don't read it, so you accept it. Then you become a corporation. Now the minister, the pastor, the head of the church is the CEO. And your deacons, your elders are on the board of directors. You just sold out. Now you got to be careful what you talk about. I often mention on my channel, I wonder why pastors aren't preaching end-time prophecy. That might be one of the stipulations, because they had to find a way to censor you, so you're not so outspoken. on pornography, on abortion, on homosexuality, gay marriage. I just seen on the Huffington Post an article about a lesbian minister, and she's all decked out, and she's got the cloth, a rainbow-colored cloth around her neck. Now, do you see what has happened? How you're sold out? How you're laying and worshiping idols? Now, the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, it is a voluntary tax. You don't have to file income tax, and you sure don't have to file 501c3, and it's right there in black and white, stating you don't. This is voluntary. You don't have to file a 501c3, but you don't read it. You take in big shot lawyers or whatever you take in, and they overlook all that. Now the IRS is a separate entity. It is not part of the federal government. The Federal Reserve is not part of the federal government, and I'm sure that has, just like you. Now you're the CEO. That has a CEO too, and behind that big door, I think, was Mr. B. So if you open that door to Mr. B, you just might find the beast, Federal Reserve, where all the money, the paper monopoly money is printed. AC is the CEO. You open that door, you just might find the Antichrist. You are already tax exempt. Read your Constitution, the First Amendment, before you file your 501c3. I'm just giving you the truth. Leave me some comments, everybody, and stop worshiping idols. Stop worshiping idols, and get back to worshiping your Heavenly Father. Leave me comments on this one. God bless.